Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Set, ready? 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Mike, 54.
Let's go.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Here we go.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Set, go.
Looking to throw.
Check. Watch 54.
Tracy.
Watch 54. Nice, sweetheart.
Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Ringo.
5.
To throw again. Tracy. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 43 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding their lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, Takes the starch right out of them.
Tackled back at the 28-yard line.
In your face.
Ready, ready. 50, plant.
54. Check back.
Protein spill.
Check, 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 check.
Now.
Looking to throw on second down. Tracy going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Williams. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down.
Check down.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This from 42 yards out. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Let's go, baby.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Switch. Hey,
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he will find his man on the outside. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Set, hut. Go to base. I got it. Kill. Safe. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
On third down, Fields.
Get there.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
On the ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3.
Get it.
Not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Tracy. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route.
60 Pittsburgh.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I'm coming for you, son.
Hey, orbit. Dude.
Looking to throw. Tracy. That's complete to the former Aggie, Jay Sternberger. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Williams. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. In for the score. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
I got wide. I got wide.
Let's go.
2nd and 6.
Right there. 54 Mike.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Accelerating, and off he goes. Past the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Okay, break.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
32-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 31-yard line.
Set, ready. 60 yard. 57's the mic. You go night, Delta. Go night. 57's the mic. Mike 57. You don't want none of that. Give me it. Pick up the ball. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Let's go, defense.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
Here we go.
He's going to air one out.
I'm all over you.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll set up to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Let's go.
First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, we talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
He's coming.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
I know you feel that.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. The mic. 90 Wolf. 57 the mic. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know. Tight dog, tight dog. 61. Match box. Light, kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Kill, 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 kill.
Hey, turn it.
On third down, it's Fields. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Down.
Here are the
60
Vikings now
outlaws,
to start
80
their
weapons.
next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late.
Ready, ready.
Check Mike 50.
Hey, lock it.
54. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go.
Ready?
On second down, it's Williams. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Get it.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Give me something.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield.
The 50-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And again this time to the tailback. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He'll look to throw. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way to the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Let's go
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
His team showed up.
Throwing again. Tracy. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Set, ready.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Fresno.
Hey, zoom.
Fresno. Check 3.
Lead grip.
Back to throw. Tracy. Wide open receiver complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
Let's go.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
That's it.
Ready,
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard. 3 down. 3 down.
2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
Now a 10th carry. Here's
I know
Williams.
he ain't got it.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Set, 70, Indy.
Before Mike.
General West.
Hey, alert 3. Check the backer.
Set, go.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Mike.
Topper.
Alert 3.
Lightning.
Alert 3. Kill.
Hey, Sam on. 5.
2nd and 13.
Crush.
And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
Ready.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Tracy. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Come on, set. 50, plant. 6-6, bullet high. Now.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Joker. Watch the
They'll run it with Williams. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
There we go. Oh.
A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. A run there on 1st down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check Mike 40. Check Mike 40. I'm here all day.
2nd and 10. And he's got his man on the out route. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
For a Lions 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Mike 40, Mike 40. We own them. We own them. Yeah, check. Hey, Mike.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings' 15-yard line. Now they try the right side here. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
He'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now a give, right side. It's Fields. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Hot 7.
He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. From 8 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 4. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This will be taken very short.
Come on, fellas.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
They begin the drive with Williams. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Got it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, here I come.
Back to throw. Tracy. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
Come on, set. 18 Gator, 40 to Mike, 66, bullet, high. Check 3. Okay. Watch twist.
They'll run on 1st down. Fields. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check. Switch.
They run the counter. It's Fields. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Hey, Mike 40, Mike throw. I don't think you got it. So
they're going to look to throw.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't
to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Don't get nervous.
Incomplete in the end zone. Results in a 4th down.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is indeed good, and that will knot things up here late in the first half. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
It'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan is showing you.
2nd and 11. Looking left sideline, it's complete. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Flush down right. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are able to regain the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 42. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. Right stone. Travel. Shit. Hut. 10. I'm going to go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14.
38. Vikings 24.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. There he goes right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That kickoff return, 104 yards. As his guys are back within a single score. Elliott good with a PAT. And that will get him one closer. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Back. Wide. Get wide. Check. Lucky. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Out.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Fields.
I got you, boy.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Check. Watch 54. Watch the slant.
Ready.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Looking to throw. Tracy, and that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
54 Mike.
61 Matchbox Life. Let's go.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. Williams can't punch it in on 4th and goal. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand.
57. He's hot. 64. Weak. Set up. Shift. Sponge. Go. No.
On first down, Fields. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Fields. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
They'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to get the 1st down, it looks like, as he's up to the 12. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Watch 41. Rotate. Spell. Hey, check 24 in orbit. 24. Let's go.
They'll set up a throw.
Here we go.
And that's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Fields. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Down. 60 out low. Hey, they scared. Safe. Extreme. 218. Trouble. Checking crash.
And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready. 57's the mic. 57's the mic. Get that quarterback. And all come. Get a roll. West.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Fields. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that on and try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
This time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. On 3rd down, Tracy escaping the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line.
31-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At the 32-yard line.
On second down now, it's Fields. It's a big play there for the Lions. 51 yards. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's now returned, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Now carry number 20 in the game. Here's Williams. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Back to throw. Tracy. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Second and 10 now from the 27.
You're out. Stop your whining. Hey, switch gears.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the first quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy like that.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 47. Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
You ain't doing nothing today.
They'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Ready. Henry, 57. Leo. Kill. Great stone. Travel. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
They'll run on first down. Fields. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right.
That's caught inside the 20. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 57. Yards.
7-yard gain. First down, Vikings.
Down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Check three.
Line. Yo, go.
Right there.
Looking to throw. Tracy. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Elliott now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
80 weapon. Crunch.
Check safety.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Fields. The 20. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 47 yards. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan.
And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down.
Let's go now.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
In your face.
To throw again. Tracy. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It got his man. Complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
Kill. Bang, 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 bang.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On second down, Williams. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40.
On the ready.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down.
And it's third down.
Shoot.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And now look at him go. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Here we
The
go.
drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
You got him.
A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes.
Come on,
so now here are the Vikings faced with a big two-point conversion attempt.
We got to get to the ball.
Ready, go.
Converge. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They'll try and run it in. And he is not going to reach the goal line. A courageous call to try for two, but they will remain down by a point. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
Show an eight. Show an eight. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Buzz, buzz. Watch twist. Hey, motion, motion, motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, 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 twist.
On first down, it's Fields. 11 yards there and a Lion first
Keep
down.
playing hard.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Right back to him on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up second and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check, 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 check. Check 24, check 24.
On third down, Fields. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at 9-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
9-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Wahoo! 5.
Back to throw.
Check.
He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Today's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Detroit,